Hey, howdy ho, and season's greetings. Welcome back to Destination, your place for all things Destino. I'm your host, Poteet, and today we head all the way back to season 1 of Destino. That's right, it is the season, Rwanda. Joining me today, we have a couple of players from that season, as well as the host and founder of this org, kicking things off. It's Tommy. How are you doing today, Tommy?
Help me, I'm scared.
Awesome. We're glad to hear that. Uh, in addition, we have a few players. First off, we have in, I believe, 11th place, Logan. How are you, Logan?
I'm doing pretty good myself, Pootie. Glad to be a part of this show.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And right after, in 10th place, Malik. How are you, Malik?
I am lovely. I'm just vibing and thriving. The best I can do.
In that order?
Yes, in that order.
Awesome. And lastly, we have in 8th place, Ian. How are you, Ian?
Um,
You okay, Ian?
Yeah.
I heard like
I
an
uh, oh,
Just kidding.
it, it's body right now on.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of robot, I think, right now. Let's see. Apologies, viewers. A little bit of technical difficulties here. We'll get it sorted best we can. But yeah, we got Ian here, so welcome on board, Ian. Hopefully we can get that mic.
Yep.
There we go. I heard the yep. I heard a yep. Unfortunate. Hopefully that works soon. Hopefully
I'm
it
kidding.
works soon.
Peace back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Is it working now?
I think so.
Okay, you're coming
Yes.
in a lot better now. How's it going, Ian?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right. And so, of course, before we really get into the season, first things first, I want to turn this to Tommy. So, of course, this is the first season of Destino, all the way back on Facebook. It was forever ago, all the way back in 2019.
3 years.
3 long
3
years. How was it like starting Destino, Tommy? Shed a little light on like what it was like back then, what you thought it would grow into, all that. How do you feel about kicking off Destino?
Okay, so just a little bit of background. I just finished main, got fourth place, and the idea of starting an org was on my mind for a while. So I decided to start Destino, made the Rwanda season. Initially I wanted 18 people, but we got with 16, which was fine.
All that. How do you
And I
feel
just
about-
remember the day of the cast reveal, I was working, so I had to leave it with Mark and Jenna, and it was just a fucking mess. But overall, like, I think the idea behind like just starting Destino was just to have another org out there. Because my idea was just to make another Facebook org, but then shit happens. We moved to Discord. Well, Facebook starts to die, so we have to move to Discord. And I think Destino was one of the. I think I know Bang Ring and Indie did. Then I think Destino was the third. I don't remember exactly, but pretty much that's how it started.
All right. Well, yeah. We're glad that it started, obviously, because, of course, all of us played in those first few seasons, and we're all still around, so clearly it grew into something quite nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this game. So to kick things off, you're sorted onto your starting tribes, where all three of you are actually on the same starting tribe, the yellow Kigali tribe, I believe it's pronounced. So how was that tribe? What was the dynamic of it, if any of you care to weigh in there?
if I even remember.
I'll link the wiki just for anyone who wants it.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
I remember being like interesting because I remember and like most people were like pretty cool, but like there was just some, like one or two that's probably kind of inactive, not really talkative. But I liked pretty much everyone on the tribe, if I remember correctly.
I think it was like pretty interesting for me because at that point I
Yeah.
was starting on orgs, and this was, I believe, either my second or third time playing an org. So I was getting new into how things worked, and yeah, I did
Yeah, what were
remember
you gonna say?
like in the first few episodes, I was just fine, I guess, but I got annoying if I remember. Like, did I get more annoying over time? Just as the season went down. Yeah.
Ian, were you gonna say anything?
No. If you want to say something, go
No,
ahead.
Ian.
Oh, Ian, my bad.
I heard him speak
Hey.
up. Alright.
Um. uh, um. Okay. So yeah. Basically, like early on, things were things were pretty low key, and I remember, I think it was like around the fourth round when um when things got a little hectic, and admittedly, yes, Logan, that sort of did involve you.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it because I was an annoying piece of shit throughout the season. Well, during the time before the swap.
I mean, I went to distance myself at that point. I think
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
because I
I
had like the
did.
Stereo from Chaos, so that was
I
just
don't
my thing.
remember when I found the immunity idol. I think it was around day 4, I think, but I did find the immunity idol on that tribe.
You found it day 5 from what I remember.
Thank you, Tommy. But yeah, I found it on day 5, and somehow I managed to save myself when I shouldn't have, and I managed to eliminate Fan.
Yeah, I'm just someone that likes to stay away from chaos. So I was like, at that point, like, I'm just like, yeah, I need to keep my distance from you because I'm always scared to have a chaotic like ally because I play some like indirectly get me out. So I'm just like, he needs to go soon or calm down one. And I remember, yeah, I put them out, and then I'm just like being cool with Tony at the time and stuff like. I can't remember how was there everyone else besides like you, Tony, and Alex. I don't remember the rest. I think I was over with Luis too, but right now. But yeah,
Well, to look back a little bit, we went through that first tribal council where you lost the very first Destino challenge. And in that vote, it was a 7-1 of Hazel. Was there anything going on in that vote? Was it just voting out inactive, or do you remember if there was anything more to it?
I
I'm
think
pretty
for
sure they were
me,
inactive.
yeah,
Right.
for me, it was just about voting out an inactive because they didn't really talk a lot in my DMs in the tribe camp, as far as I remember.
I think it was a mashup of running around because they're inactive, also to have the numbers. But I can't remember who exactly I was with besides like Tony and Logan. I feel like someone else was there, but I can't think of who. It was like 4 or 5 of us, and we just went to make sure they had the numbers to go our way.
I think it was me, you, Ian, Alex, and I think Tony.
Okay, then that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I don't know. I could think it's like 4 instead of 5, but that makes sense now. We just wanted to make sure I had the numbers because I think I remember Faithian was kind of going like doing a little too much also if I remember right. Like I think she's like trying to like say like this person should go, that person should go, kind of thing. You end up doing like
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think I do remember that.
I think I remember that as well.
I'm just trying to remember like you're just saying like a few names, but we ended up doing Hazel. That's all I can recall because I think it was like the easiest thing to do for us in the tribe.
Hmm.
So that's what happened. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And so yeah, you were heading a bit more forward. So why don't you break down that faith and vote as well? Since that one's obviously a lot more interesting on paper with the idol. You mentioned a little bit about the idol, but was there anything more to that vote, or
I think the process, which I'm sure Ian and Malik can explain a lot better, was to get rid of me, who was not only very chaotic, but I think I was doing
Ian didn't
way
vote.
too much too soon at that point.
Ian did not vote, it says, but I just remember
Oh,
I think we were
really?
supposed to vote
Oh, wait, Ian did not
someone.
vote?
When I seen the thing, it says he didn't vote, but
Oh,
I
I
think it
didn't.
was supposed
There's
to vote
actually a
somebody.
story behind that, if I could say that real quick.
I think it was supposed to win us originally, but then Logan started acting up, and that was like making us feel like, what is his problem? I don't. I feel like it was probably going to be Phaeton regardless, or someone else. I feel like it was probably Phaeton, but then Logan started acting up, so we're like, you know what? Like, I'm trying to like just go with this plan, but he keeps doing too much, so we might need to go now. And and people figure he may have an idol or whatever, but then he played it, so I was like, not surprised at all.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going home, but I just had the feeling in my gut that I might need to use my immunity idol. And yeah, I managed to pull it off successfully.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, obviously.
Due to a hosting error, Ian was not able to submit a vote. Oh,
Oh.
okay, that's what it says.
Wait, Ian, who would you have voted for me if you were able to vote in in the tribal where I played my idol?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty much the story behind that is like, when we had the rule in Destiny at the time where once the votes were all sent, we would do tribal because there's no changing your votes. And what happened is, I think Fat Han sent a new parchment, and that caused a little bit of confusion. And Jenna just proceeded with Zos because she thought all the votes were in. So that's why Ian didn't get a vote in, because Jenna stuffed it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jenna messed it up a little.
But it would not have affected anything, so it wasn't anything big. Just I just wanted to share that.
all right? And so yeah, do you have anything else from this original tribe phase that sticks out to you? Obviously, it's been a long time, but is there anything else about this original tribe phase? Maybe even looking over at the other tribe before we move into that swap.
I
I
don't
think
recall
just
much
the fact
happening.
I don't know. I don't remember anything special from the original tribe phase.
I don't recall much happening. I've been just looking to go to the point, just acting the hell up. But that was it, and hoping that certain people stayed safe. But other than that, I don't remember much.
Who did you
Really,
hope stayed safe? JR?
anybody that wasn't him. Because I was like adamant. I was like, he needs to go.
Nice,
I
nice.
didn't. You'd be
All right, but yeah, let's go ahead and move into that swap phase just to be safe. But yeah, so Malik and Ian both swap onto the Virunga Green Tribe.
Yeah.
With
Well, I stayed on my
and
original
you stayed on
tribe.
original, yes. So obviously Ian and Malik being on that immunity streak, not much is going to happen. But I don't know if Ian has anything else he'd like to shed some light on in that swap or not, and then we can take a look at those votes Logan went through.
All right, so what happened like on my tribal? I initially thought that Tony had betrayed me because it was like a 5-2 vote, at the tribal where Fathan went home, and so I told people that Tony has a big alliance with Alex, Ian, Malik, and it would be very unwise to get rid of me. Where if Tony was able to get to the merge, he would join back up with those people. And so, yeah, Tony went out in a 5-1 votes, and honestly, I'm boggled on how I managed to survive that one vote. It's like Tommy told me that he was also surprised how Tony went out, and I managed to stay in the game.
I recall
Yeah,
not being happy about that. I
Hmm?
was not happy at all about that, about them leaving.
yeah, no,
I'm like how you positive I was not happy. Like actually probably like upsetting. Like why did he leave? What did he say over there to get sent home? And
yeah,
that
no.
just
I
kind of ours for
somehow I
tried.
managed to get Tony out when I shouldn't have.
I'm
But yeah,
pretty sure I felt good on my swap tribe. I'm pretty sure because I had like most people from the original tribe, and then I was supposed to be cool with Luna, and I was just getting no Basti, so like I probably felt like pretty much good right there. And then
Yeah,
we never went to tribal, so we never got to see it happen. But I feel like I was fine, but you never know.
yeah, yeah. Same here. I was pretty cool with Bastian Luna as well, and like, well, obviously not a whole lot of dramatic stuff happened during the swap for us, since we won both immunities during the swap phase.
right.
All right, so now that we head into the second round of the swap, Logan, what about the tribal where you leave? What was going on from your side of things in that?
I should have expected to be eliminated because I initially thought that I could get Shane and wait, who was also on my tribe? Yeah, Shane and AT to vote out Caitlyn. And what I should have figured that both sides were throwing the challenge so hard, because looking back at the scores, only Patsy submitted and I also submitted. So like
Yeah,
I
I'm
should
not
have.
gonna add something. I have never seen in my org career both tribes try to throw, and
Yeah,
that
I
resulted in
didn't.
one. And
We were gonna go.
and even though this was like a long ass time ago, this is still one of the most cooked rounds
We
in
took her.
Destino history. That's
I
both
get
tribes tried to
why.
Oh,
throw. Both was out
right.
hour and a half after
That
tribal was
doesn't sound like
posted.
Yeah, I know that. So yeah, I
It was
tried to
crazy.
pay
That's all I have
attention.
to say.
maybe I did try to throw. It
I
just don't
can
sound like you
understand
really.
why everyone on my tribe decided to draw. I don't remember why Ian and
I think
Malik
they were
tried to
trying to get a
throw.
nasty on that side because
Just
there was
rare me to
a
throw. So like
Oh,
I
okay.
did, it had to be planned because I can't see myself doing that really.
Don't I still hold the record for being voted out the
yes.
fastest after a chat? Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, I should have saw
There'd be a
my
reason.
fades coming at me.
Why would we do that? I don't remember. There had to be a reason if we did, but I don't remember why. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I don't remember much from the that tribal, but yeah, no, it was an easy vote for them.
All
Yeah, I think
right. You can finish if you were going to say anything else.
no, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. I think I've said all I've had to say.
All right. Well, with that, we head into the merge. You're on the blue Jenna tribe. I'm sure that's one of Tommy's favorite tribe names in all of merge history, especially
Yes.
with it being lowercase.
Uh,
So, yeah, welcome to the merge. So, Malik and Ian, how do you feel entering this merge? Do you feel like you're in a good spot or not? Obviously, doesn't end up being a good spot. But how do you feel entering it at the very least?
I'm gonna have a lot of opinions, but coming in, I felt like not the best, but not bad. Because I feel like okay, there's a lot of people I have not, there's people I haven't seen yet, but like there's people I do know, like AT at the time, and I think I kind of knew Isabel, so I was like, maybe if I just talk to them, I'll be okay. Not realizing someone had an issue with me, announced to me, and it led to my downfall. But at the time, I felt like I was like okay, but not great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible situation for us at the merge, but yeah, it was still a little dicey.
What did I say? Sorry.
And so, what then happens is Shane wins the immunity, and this is another back-to-back unfortunate tribal council. We see Logan go, and then we see Malik go in a 6-3-1, where you both voted for AT. So, do you remember the reason for voting AT, and do you remember why it ended up going against Malik ultimately, by chance?
I do,
Okay.
and that's what I have the strong opinion about because everything was fine. I remember, and at this point, it was like a couple things. Shane, sometimes I feel like these days, even though it's not about the podcast, he's a little like intimidated by me. Maybe he's like had a recent company, but I know he said he wanted to be tribal, like tribe strong. So he just wanted to like be with his original tribe and just vote however they want to vote and just keep them
Right.
together because that's all he knew. I remember that part, and I also remember Luna. I had a friend group with them, and they recently like clashed, like them and someone else clashed, and because they assumed that I was against them, so they was like after me unless something about different game, but they're like after me trying to get me out, stuff like that, like just going at me, and it was like a mix of those two things, and I feel like that got me. I don't know why we wrote AT because I'm pretty sure I was fine with them. Maybe it was like agreed on or something and like said to me or it just was like I don't know who to vote at this point. But as far as I know, um, it had to be an agreed upon for me to vote him because I don't see it why else I would do it. But I just the cards just stacked against me and I couldn't do anything, and I was just like a dead man over like stuff outside the game and just in tribal lines, from what I recall,
Hmm.
which is so frustrating and it caused the beginning of my curse.
Okay. So from what I remember, yeah, it was definitely sort of a tribal lines thing. Why Malik ended up going, but um, I think one of the big reasons why we ended up voting AT was yeah, I think it had something to do
Oh, in the
with
fighting,
with the with this with this blowout disagreement between him and Louise.
yeah, they had like a serious argument too. But, oh yeah, yeah. That's what it was because they also were like going back and forth, and then people were not happy with AT for I think the things he said, and they were just going back and forth. But I still know that made me want to vote him because I felt like we were still fine. So I don't know, like it was something that they got agreed on, and all of a sudden that it just didn't go that way or what. But
Yeah.
maybe got agreed on. But then I remember that Luna was trying to get me out, so they probably like flipped and then I left. But I don't know. It was just bad. Like like things just falling down on me and I was just I don't know. But I just hated how I went out, but I was like over it at that point. I can remember. I was like so over it. This Luna went to feel so powerful for getting me out and I was like, no, don't even trip. I'm just gonna leave my own, I don't care. And I left. And that was it.
That was it. All right. And so we move into this next round. Malik becomes the first member of the jury. And
History.
in the next challenge, we see AT quit. So I'm sure there's some strong reactions to that. I'm assuming you feel very slighted by that, Malik, for sure. Um,
Kind
so yeah, what was
of so
sort of
sad.
the reaction to AT's quit, if anybody remembers?
I hmm, I was like surprised he actually ended up leaving. I remember, and I kind of felt bad for him because I know he was just arguing with Luis. I feel bad for both of them, but I feel bad that it was enough for him to quit. Basically. So I was like, damn, like if he was gonna leave, they should just voted him in the first place. I think I said, but what do I know?
Yes, indeed. Well, with AT gone, Ian is the only one here left in the game, and Alex ends up winning the individual immunity. And unfortunately, once again, you're still in the minority. A 5-3 vote. How did that go down, Ian? What do you remember from your elimination?
What's that about?
Okay, let's see. I I re- I do remember talking with a few with a few people trying to figure out like what to what to do, like just trying just trying to see it in what like whatever way I could hang on. And and I and I was ultimately given Isabel's name, but of course, ultimately the vote swung against me 5-3. Alex and Basti being the only two to vote with me.
All right. And so now you and Malik are the first two members of our jury. And obviously, the rest of this game plays out. You see, in order, Shane going out, Luna quitting,
Vindicated.
Luis, Basti, Isabel. So, obviously, you weren't there for these decisions, but I'm just curious. At the time, who were you really rooting for in the jury? Were there any interesting observations made from the jury end? Do you remember anything from being in Ponderosa about the game that continued after you were eliminated?
I specifically wanted Alex to win. I remember that because I felt like after everything went with me, I didn't really appreciate it. So I just really wanted to like see him win, despite the whole trouble line thing. And I think they tried to kind of continue that a little bit at first in Ponderosa, I want to say. And I was like kind of vindicated that Shane was out because I'm like, you sit here try to do this travel line thing, it didn't work in favor because you immediately went home after me and Ian left. And then I was like happy seeing he was leaving one by one. So like I'm like a karma person. Like when you do something bad, it's gonna come back to you. So it was like, there you go.
Yeah.
And I was just wanting to see Alex win, as far as I know, and I was happy to see that he was surviving each round. And then, yeah, basically, that's all I really remember about that. You know,
Yeah, yeah, like from the jury end, I was just sort of hoping that Alex could, keep pulling it off, and well, I mean, obviously he did. He was able to win, according to the wiki, 5 immunity challenges, and the one time he was not immune at final 5, he used his idol, and then that turned into a revote between Isabel and Louise.
So hot.
All
He
right.
did his thing.
And so I get from the tone that you both just shared that there was no chance you weren't voting Alex at Final Tribal, huh? You were never going to really entertain voting Caitlyn, I'm assuming.
No, because I
Yeah,
think she. I'm sorry.
no,
If I can
you
interrupt
go.
for 1 second, I want to correct something that Ian said. It wasn't Alex that had the idol. Bassie had the idol and played it on Alex.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
It's crazy.
Got it.
Nice.
I think Alex is getting kind of outshadowed Kaylin's, and I feel like she was also kind of
It did.
outshadowed in that group, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just like, to me, like I kind of already knew what I was doing, pretty
Yeah.
much. Even though
Plus,
he gave me, yeah, sorry.
plus, I don't really know about you, Malik, but I just didn't really get to know Kaylin a whole lot.
I don't think we talked too much, and I think everybody was really considering like everybody but Caitlyn because of that, and she wasn't talking much. She was like a standing out figure, and like when if Isabel made it instead of her, it probably been a little bit more balanced, if I remember right. Because I know people would consider them as like a good player, but since it was Caitlyn that made it, it was just like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna vote Alex kind of thing. If I remember that correctly.
So yeah, he absolutely made the right call in that regard.
Yeah, because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that you were really was like respecting Isabel's game also. So
So
made a decision.
now just want to open it up. This is something that we always do here.
Yeah.
Anything that you would still like to say about the season or anything like that, this is your opportunity. We're not trying to cut you off or anything. Just we've reached the end of the season. If there's anything else you want to discuss, we can have several more discussions. Just go ahead if there's anything you'd like to say.
Maybe if the swap thing of how it went, maybe it would have been better in my favor looking at a certain person, but otherwise I just remember being over by merge. I feel like if certain things had happened, maybe I would have enjoyed the merge, but things happen. And I don't know, I was just happy to meet some of the new people there, like Basti and Tony at the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah. 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 I mean, I definitely got to meet new people as well, but I feel like after we merged, I mean, it was over so soon
yeah.
for both of us, and there and I mean there was the whole drama thing between At and Louise, and that on I mean it did sour things a little, but I mean it's not like it completely ruined the 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 beginning of the merge at all.
I just wish I could really enjoy it more because I just had so much stacked against me. But besides that, it was okay. It was a good marriage. From what I can
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Just didn't do how I wanted to do in there, but things happen. Sadly,
I just want to add that I really appreciate how much the org has grown since 2019 because you all played Rwanda and you knew how like shit the host team was then, and then at
Right.
the time when
But then things grew.
what would you say?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think
for
Malik
me,
and Logan, you guys have played
2 times.
twice and thrice respectively, so it's you pretty much know about the growth. But yeah, that's all I really want to add. The org is doing much better now than it was then, but it was just
So yeah,
Good.
for me it helped me a bit, like kind of get into the swing of things for orgs. But I feel like looking back at now, I can definitely look back at this and see how much my maturity has grown ever since I played Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Rwanda, thank you. Yeah, like I've gotten so used to orgs, and I know how things work comparing to back then. Yeah.
I mean, that one episode that is fucked up. What the hell? Like looking back at that now in a wiki, they gave a lot
Just
to Alex.
yeah, it was
Now,
just
I also want to add like the last like 4 or 5 episodes of the season were all named by Alex because he was the only one doing confessionals.
you know what? That
Oh
makes
my
sense. I was probably
god.
was, like,
man,
so.
oh my
You know what? That
god.
makes sense. I was probably so over it that I didn't like say much of anything. It could make sense.
I really wish that Alex came back for All Stars, to be honest.
I just looked at the alternate players thing, saw that he declined that thing. I'm like, oh no.
Really? He declined?
He declined that, I think.
Oh wow.
It was something. Yeah. The Battle Stars.
Yeah, there's a few people from that season that were considered for All Stars. Like Ian declined, Basti became in contact, Isabel became in contact, Twiggly, Luis declined, and Alex declined. And I think Luis was actually on the final cast. She just had another game start and she didn't want to double up.
Ah.
You made me
So
think
we
you
could have had
wanted me.
Luis, what a shame. But I understand.
You made me think you wanted me on the cast. You're kidding.
No, we wanted you on the cast. You were given the invitation.
I'm kidding.
And I think it's safe to say Shane probably would have been considered if I never asked him to host it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Shane
once
was a good
again,
pick.
I'll open it back up. If there's anything else you'd like to say, I'll keep doing this every time that there's a lull. But once again, not rushing you or anything.
Why weren't you in the season?
Why
I'm
wasn't I
kidding.
on the season? I didn't know
I'm kidding.
Destino was a thing. I came out of a break to play season 2.
Prison. I'm kidding.
Prison.
Fine.
Prison.
As long as you ain't compete right now, you were lucky to get on Mount Everest because I feel like during Rwanda, it would have not been a good season for you.
To be fair, Everest also on the reason Everest is Everest.
I mean, Everest is a lot better than fucking season 1.
Season 1's pre-merge
Yeah.
may have been better than season 2's. I'm not sure what Tommy's opinion is,
Midnight
but
was
it may have
fucked
been.
up.
I mean,
Season 2's pre-merge is pretty bad. Pretty darn bad.
I mean, just look at
If you wanted to
look
look
at
the
how
first
season
three
1
games
played out.
compared to the first 3 and
It's starting like lesser to
Like,
merge
Everest
to
is
play
one of the
games.
best merges of all time, but the pre-merge was so bad.
yeah, I would say Rwanda had a better pre-merge than Everest for sure.
I will agree
Yeah.
with that.
Especially, keep in mind, you had
Wait,
stuff like the
no.
idle play and stuff.
But the merge
Yeah.
sucked so bad.
The only interesting round in the pre-merge of Everest was the last one, and that's just because it was a twist.
No.
Yeah, no. Fucking season 1 was just. The merge sucked.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
do anything
I
about
mean-
it.
Two people quit.
Two
Yeah,
people did
exactly.
quit.
2 people quit.
Me having things
And it
thrown at
changed
me from the
this-
beginning. I can't do anything about it.
And Shane was there, so that brings down the quality too.
Yeah, exactly. With only Alex being the most
No, Luna being there.
one of the member.
Right, that quality.
I mean, Alex winning definitely kicked it up a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you imagine
Yeah.
if Kayla, how much Alex not winning, there not being that underdog story on top of everything? If it is someone
Yeah,
who just,
Yeah,
full
man.
pagogging, that would have dropped
That
it
was so
even
hard.
further.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That was just so
I
hard.
mean,
Thank you, Malik.
yeah.
Of course.
Wait, was there a put-on in that season? I never really noticed that. Hold up.
Yes, they were. They
Well,
were
just
trying
keep in mind
to.
that alliance in the minority was Ian.
No. Okay, I see
They
it.
were
Alex,
trying
yeah.
to.
It was Ian, Malik, and
Because
Alex.
Shane specifically said he wanted to stick with his tribe and he wanted to stick with them and vote with them. I'm like, this you really need to learn how games go
If
because that's not
Alex-
how they always go.
If Alex doesn't go on
So-
that streak, he probably goes home. Like, they try to get him out first chance they had.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
They made me start not liking Survivor because people would start doing that, like the travel thing. Because I'm like, you need to not be so comfortable doing that. You need to try to be open, try to do different things. And people doing that was starting at that time. I remember it was very annoying at the time. But yeah,
All right.
no,
So we're all agreeing that Rwanda was the best season in Destino history. Is what I'm getting out of this, right?
it's the best start of season.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah, totally.
Better than
Yeah.
Macedonia.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Macedonia.
Help me.
Better than All Stars.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh
what?
yeah, totally.
See,
Yes.
Tommy has confirmed Rwanda better than All
Did you
Stars.
not? Did you
Hey,
not
you
see
shit, John.
when people?
My
said
right- We all agree my
Whatever
rise and
it was.
fall was one of the best things in the season.
Logan, best villain in Destino history.
My rise and fall is the best thing to have ever stepped foot in Destino.
.com.
Absolutely epic. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
So once again, I'm going to open it up. If there's
What?
what?
Nothing.
All right. If there's anything you'd like to say, we can also end it at any point. But once again, keeping it open.
I don't know.
I mean, is there anything really else to say at this
What
point?
has happened?
I don't know.
To y'all.
I'm trying to think. It just happened.
I don't remember anything else.
Did we really even talk about Russia? I don't think we really did. I don't
We
recall.
talked about
I
Logan's
can look
title,
back.
and
I'm gonna look back, but I don't
Yeah.
think because I'm probably still in that chat. I don't know.
Interesting.
I wonder actually. I wonder. Let me see. Find it. I can look at my thread.
Malik is going to spend the next hour reading his thread word for word. Let's go.
Why was Logan in my thread?
He probably got added back for confessionals or something.
Oh yeah, that's why we added Logan back to
Yeah,
all
but
of them. You want-
Yeah.
it said Mark
You
added.
know, I
and I'm
led
like,
my
huh?
confessionals.
Oh, yeah, do
I
question
still
mark,
have
question mark.
this fucking Mark changing my.
Tommy
Clicking
let
the
me
icon.
in
Yeah, for
here.
those viewers who are too young
Okay.
to the community to get it, Facebook was a whole different kind of hell to host. Every confessional was collected by going through the chat and copy and pasting it out.
I'm looking right now.
Facebook's just
When
nostalgic.
Will I talk my big brother in there? I can't trust Andy's host. Are you allowed to respond to me? Oh. Okay.
Malik, we're not hoes, and I appreciate you not calling us that. Thank you.
It depends on the day.
Today.
Oh, apparently, Tommy would send us the replies in the Camarasa, and he would send it back to them, back and forth kind of thing.
Fantastic.
That's what I'm looking at.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, man.
One, no one's really saying much about who. I thought she never spoke to me until she needed my vote. Oh, so it's supposed to say about Kaylin, I think, because people were just talking about how they feel like she did not try. So apparently, people didn't feel Kaylin tried in the season, from what I'm seeing.
Well, that definitely explains the runner-up position
Yeah.
a bit better. I mean, obviously, Alex did have a tremendous story at that point, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
not even
we're
getting the
gonna
votes
probably
of your tribe mates that try to get Alex out,
win.
you know?
Yeah, despite them being in the tribal alliance, they really didn't vote her, which thankfully they didn't because I would not have been happy, but yeah. I would have been annoyed if that happened, I'm not gonna lie. But then again, back then I used to get annoyed at a lot of stuff, so not surprised. Well, I'm just so glad that the tribal line didn't go to voting a winner.
Yeah,
Because if that happened, then it most likely would not have a good winner.
the season would be very ruined.
Yeah,
I would not want to talk about it.
it would just be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I would not want to talk about the season if that happened.
Yeah, I would never
You wouldn't
want
want
to
to shit
talk
talk
about
it?
that season again.
I don't want to talk about it at all.
You wouldn't want to shit talk it?
I mean,
I
I
would love
probably
to talk about
would,
it,
but I
trust
wouldn't
me.
talk about it that much.
Yeah, just know that me and Jalen got out because of Luna, so they claim and other stuff. But yeah, I don't think I have anything to say about season because I don't think that much happened besides what we said. So that might be it.
Hmm.
All right. Well, once again, I am opening it up.
No,
So, if anyone has anything else they'd like to add on, or if you would all like to end it, we can do that.
no,
I don't
Ooh.
know. I
God.
don't think I have anything else to say.
Uh,
Did we all agree to end it right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Majority
sure.
rules. Majority rules. All right. Thank
Hey,
you all.
hey, this was fun.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, thank you all for
Really
taking part. It's been great having you. Finally discussing season 1 after all this time. And
Yeah.
thank you everybody for watching. We will see you next time on Destination. Peace out.
Woo!